Okay, so let's find a seated posture. As we go through this meditation, we're going to be looking at the yin and yang of certainty and mystery. It's through very normal meditation techniques, but we're just giving it this point of view of seeing the two ends of the spectrum. So one of the most important things to do at the beginning of any seated meditation is to feel yourself sitting. I particularly like to focus on the ground where I am contacting the earth. The ground of the earth is one of the most certain things in our life. It's so certain we just take it for granted almost all the time. We do not just float up into the air. We are also not crushed heavily to the ground. The ground is the perfect weight, the perfect pull to it. To hold us supported. If you're ever looking for certainty in your life, if you're feeling too uncertain and too unsafe, can you feel the ground beneath your feet, beneath your butt, beneath your back if you lie down? This is a feeling of certainty. And we can get to a point where we're so anxious and scared that we can't find it, but most of the time our body trusts the earth. And if you're thinking, I can't trust anybody, I can't trust anything, I can't trust myself, I can't trust my health, there's all these things that seem uncertain. What if you turn your attention to the gravity of the body beneath you? I can trust that. I can trust the earth will be there. It will hold me, it will support me. And the way you feel that is you feel it. You go and you actually feel the contact in this present moment, not the idea of the contact, but the actual contact. And so in mindfulness meditation, we actually use the drive for certainty to help us focus our concentration and attention at the beginning. So with your eyes closed, in this moment, you really don't have a reason to be certain about your history or about what you're doing tomorrow. You don't have a reason to be too certain about what the world looks like outside of your eyes. But you can be certain that there is a feeling of the ground beneath you. You might say, how do I know it's the ground? Well, maybe you don't, but you can go to that feeling. And so we use that desire for certainty to look into the present moment and find the most certain thing. Well, the most certain thing is that I am having an experience and I'm having this experience. All the philosophers over all the thousands of years and all the scientists and all the religions, all of them trying to tell you what's certain or find what's certain. But you have access in this present moment to the most certain truth. You are having an experience right now, and it's this experience right now. Nothing could ever change that truth. There's no way it could be refuted. It doesn't matter if you remember it. It's true. You are having an experience right now. You are having this experience right now. And I'm suggesting you turn your attention to the ground to sort of emphasize that certainty, that sense of the body feeling grounded. And now our attention feeling grounded by finding its way into the actual feelings, feeling experiences of this present moment. If the mind is still thinking and trying to figure out what's certain, we focus in more onto the sensations. We're looking at heat and pressure and vibration and shape. This is happening. It's actually happening. There's no room for doubt. When you contact it directly, and you think about it, then you start to create a gap between yourself and the truth. You're like, oh, that's my bottom, and that's the ground. Well, that's already starting to talk about it. So go in closer. Can you just feel it? Without even knowing what part of the body it is, without even needing to know anything else, the actual feelings in this present moment. And I invite you to allow that desire for certainty and safety to arise and allow it to move through and focus your attention. Don't judge yourself for wanting to be safe. Don't judge yourself for wanting to be grounded. Don't judge yourself for wanting to know. Allow that desire to focus your attention. And can you trust me for a second and believe, yes, if I look here closely enough, I will see the truth. If you want to really keep using that desire, you can add a label that really just keeps reminding you where you're looking. You could label it feel, feel, feel. Or you could label it ground, ground. Or you could label it truth, truth. Allow the mind to quiet into the label and the attention to focus in like a drill into the reality of the present moment. Now, I love you and you are love. So you can allow yourself to look at what is real. I love you and you are love. You are experiencing reality through the love of attention. Attention is, I love the truth. I love the certainty. I love what's real. And when we get distracted, it's other motivations that are other habits of mind that are pulling us away. And that's okay. That's normal. That's expected. So we turn our attention back to the ground. We can include maybe the lower belly and the breathing in the lower belly if we want to start to focus on a wider range in our body. But if we can tune into the desire for certainty and the desire for truth, it can burst through those distractions like the sun, and remind us to keep digging deeper into the present moment. And we are in no way rejecting the fear or the anxiety or the thoughts or the emotions. We are just turning our attention away from them for a while and into the actual feeling of ground. 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 So we're going to start moving in the spectrum towards mystery, but we're just going to move one step back. So if you really feel the ground and you really trust the ground, then you can start to relax. So we've been sort of working, we've been allowing our desire to drive us into the moment, and that's fine. But now, can you pull your foot off the gas a little bit? Can you just allow the ground to catch you? Can you notice that when you breathe in and then when you breathe out, the body sinks deeper into the ground? We're beginning to open to a kind of trust. We really found the ground, we really focused in on it, and now we can trust it's there and allow it to catch you. Right now, I'm just talking about the actual physical ground and your actual physical body. Down. Down. Ground. You are a rock locked into the ground. In this moment, it is true. You can't fly away. You are locked on the ground. You are held and supported. And you breathe in and you can relax because it requires no work on your part. Every moment you can wait and the ground will catch you. I love you and you are love. You are safe. You are safe and held. You can relax. You do not want to force relaxation. That's the opposite. You relax what is ready to relax. And just check in for a second with that part that maybe you weren't even aware of it until this very moment, that is never relaxed, and just see, maybe is it ready to relax a little bit today? not forcing it, just going, you know what, I'm going to ask, I'm going to check in with this part of me that never relaxes and just say, hey, do you want to relax a little today? Because we are safe. If you're interested in relaxing, now is a good moment because you are safe. Relaxation doesn't always look at like softness and light. It might just mean that things start to move. It could actually mean that something starts to contract that before you'd been not letting contract. So don't judge what relaxation looks like. Relaxation means you aren't controlling anymore. So an emotion might start to flow. It might move upwards and not downwards. Both movements can be a surrender to the ground. So we feel the ground beneath us, the body ground, the physical ground. But I'm going to just let you know, if you aren't already aware, that the experiential ground is also there. When we were tuning into the feelings of the present moment, that present moment experience is always there, holding your experiences, holding your moment. You can let go into the present moment. The present moment will hold you. You don't need to control the present moment. Just like the earth is beneath you, the present moment is beneath you. And it's supporting every pixel of your experience. It's supporting the parts that are in pain and the parts that are in pleasure. Supporting the parts that are really mental and the parts that are really emotional. Starting the parts that are really physical and the parts that are really spiritual. Anything that's in your experience is held by the present moment, just like the earth holds you. Just like the earth holds everything across the surface of the earth all at once with no effort at all, the present moment holds everything across your experience all at once with no effort required at all. It is the ground to your experience. You don't need to hold on to your experience. You don't need to create your experience. You don't need to curate your experience. The present moment will hold it all. So just at the beginning, as I said, to really touch into that drive for certainty, we're sort of moving into a different kind of drive here. It's sort of an in-between place. But it's a more surfacey drive, but most of us have it. It's a desire to stop struggling. So just see if you can't tune into that a little bit. Boy, wouldn't it be nice to not be working so hard? Wouldn't it be nice to not be in a constant battle, in a fight? You are all beautiful as you are, and nothing is required. Can you just feel that? Oh yeah, I really would love to just let go of the battle. Well, that little drive can help you surrender into the ground. You let that drive to relax, to stop fighting, to just fall back, start to move through you. So forget any other part of your life. Right now, in this moment, you are safe. You are in a safe room. You're in a safe body. You're in a safe group. Right now, you are safe to experience what's real. And what's real is always here, so it doesn't require you to go get it. It's always coming to you. It's always arising within you. It's always raining down upon you. The real is always soaking through you to your very marrow. And so now we're going to switch into the next. We're going to tune into the next, tune into the feeling in us that we are safe enough to let go of our certainty about who we are and what our life is like and what it needs to be. Just in this moment, don't worry, anything you need to remember will come back when you need it. But in this moment, we can let go and we can go, what if it's all a mystery? Right now, my eyes are closed. There's no proof that I was ever born. Right now, my eyes are closed. There's no proof I will ever die. Right now, my eyes are closed. There's no evidence I'm a man or a woman or them, or there's no evidence that I'm from a certain country or have a certain religion. Right now, with my eyes closed, the mystery is almost complete. Can you open to the possibility of anything? Anything's possible now. So I'm asking you now to tune into that part of you that desires that mystery, that wants to be freed from the narrative of your life. Not because the narrative is bad, but because it's only one narrative. For the remainder of the meditation, to be open to the idea that you are not the story you've been telling yourself. That anything is possible. Anything is possible. We have the certainty that you are having an experience and this experience. That's all we have that's certain. Everything else is possible. Any experience is possible next. Your mind can open to the edge of the universe of your experience. Your heart can open to the edge of the universe of your experience. Your gut can open into the mystery. Can you find that part of yourself that will feel nothing but excitement when you go, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. And that's a good thing. That's an exciting thing. I don't know who I am. And that's a good thing. And that's an exciting thing. I could be anything. When this meditation ends, you could open your eyes and be in the Old West in America, or you could open your eyes and be a Native American in an indigenous culture 1,000 years ago, or you could be, you've opened your eyes and you could be in space on some space station. You don't know where you are. And that's okay because you're safe. You're safe in the ground of this experience, this present moment, which will always be with you. The present moment will always be there for you. So now you have a blank canvas. If you touch into that desire, you can notice the feelings throughout your body and just see, can you let go of the idea of the body and just feel the body? You're sort of letting the body rewire itself. Let these feelings of the body move and reshape themselves how they've wanted to reshape. When you let go of the narrative of your body. In Hinduism, this is one of the reasons you get these drawings of gods with 8 arms. Allow extra limbs to sprout. Allow anything to happen inside your body that needs to move. As you dive deeper in here, you may find yourself going into what the Christians called the cloud of unknowing. It could get very dark, but in a good way, just very dark. And it's the darkness of possibility without actuality. Now, I want to remind you that you need to take care of your little self. I'm taking you on a tour here, but you may find that there's a lot of resistance, and then you want to go back and you want to give yourself safety. You don't need to go anywhere. What we want to do is tune in with what's real right now. And what I've suggested to you is that what's real right now is almost always, there is a part of you that wants certainty, and you can tune in with that. It's real, it's here. There's also a part of you that wants the mystery, that wants to let go of the story and live in the realm of the possible. And again, you don't have to go all the way into the cloud of unknowing or any of that to tune into that feeling, that little taste. Oh yeah, this part of me does want that. And you can nurture both of those and allow them to grow into their deepest truth. And the deepest truth of the certainty part of yourself is truth with a capital T. It's reality with a capital R. It's the present moment, the certainty of your consciousness, of your awareness. That's the deepest truth of that. That's what will be the fruit of that desire. And the deepest truth of the mystery part of you is that you are everything and everybody and all possibilities. And so you don't need to hold so tightly onto whatever one possibility you want to be true, because you're so much more than that. But those are the flowerings of those drives in us. And we don't need to be there already to honor the drive itself. So we notice, yes, I do deep down want certainty and safety. And yes, I do deep down want the possibilities of freedom and mystery. So let's return to the ground. Now, with whatever energy and kind of spaciousness we have, it doesn't have to be like it was at the beginning. In fact, I would expect it's very different. But now we feel the ground beneath us again. The present moment experience of the ground. And again, we surrender to the ground. Then we allow ourselves to breathe in and breathe out. And as we breathe out, our body relaxes into the ground. We allow ourselves to merge with the ground. I invite you to find a safe part of this experience. If for whatever reason the ground doesn't feel that way, find something pleasurable or safe and allow yourself to sink into that. Ground, ground, ground. Okay, so we're going to start finishing up here. But before you open your eyes, I want you to do what I was doing. I want you to take your hands. I think everyone's sitting in a sitting posture. I want you to just smack your thighs as you feel the ground. Feel yourself hit the ground with a meditative awareness. You're getting deeper and deeper. Two more times and let things fall away. Whatever, like rocks off a cliff, crumble to the ocean. Okay, excellent. Now I would invite you to sort of rub your hands over your body. I'm rubbing them over my feet now and over my legs, over my left leg, rubbing my hands over my other leg, contacting and reminding your body that it's okay, that it was great that it sat still, but now it gets to move, that it's loved. Rub it over your torso, your belly, your heart. You can have a little bit of a sort of patting down the shoulders and the arms, over the face and head, back of the neck. For women, really under the belly is really important. Men can do that as well. For men, it's often thought to be the back where the sort of kidneys are. Put your hands on your back there. Again, women can try that as well. And allow yourself to move how you want. I'm going to go take a 60-second little stroll. You can do the same thing. Allow your body to get up and get down, and then we'll come back and do questions. Stay awake to certainty and mystery as you do. Oh.